Okay, so I'm in Google Classroom. I'm going to click the Classwork tab. Then I'm going to open Activity 2, and I'm going to open both documents, the instructions, and then go back to the classroom and open up my version of the starting Google Sheet. Okay, well, it looks like we have data for, they measured what percentage of people's body makeup was fat, and we've got all their percentages here. So let's look at what the instructions say. The instructions say that there's 252 men, so we're going to click the column letter A, and then we're going to do Insert Chart, select Histogram, okay? So I'm going to go back here. I'm going to click on that A, and then I'm going to say Insert Chart. And it never gives you the one you want, first of all. So you have to look for histogram. Which, did I pass it? Is that, yeah, there we go, histogram, right there. Okay, so here is your histogram. So what Google Sheets does is they show you, they just automatically calculated the width, right? So the width looks like it's 3.33%, right? So then 6.66, and then 10, and then 13.3, right? So this bar here is how many of the people in the sample were between 3.33% body fat and 6.67% body fat. So what I wanted you to do was change the bucket size, right? So if you go to customize, like I just did, open histogram, and then they have an auto, but you can change this just to see what happens. So here's what happens if you only have 5, right? The histogram, now it's going up by 5s. There's fewer bars. We could try 25. Ooh, whoa, that is a big bucket size. How about 1? Ah, right? So this is just going up by 2%, right? So usually the auto looks pretty good. You can leave it on whichever one you want. It's, I just wanted you to see, I wanted you to play around. I'd like you to play around with this just for a minute and see if you understand what it's doing. That it's all these charts are basically the same data, just shown in a different way, right? Okay, so now we going to clean it up just a little bit. The chart title is already the way I wanted it. It's funny because mine, last time I did it, it gave me a different title, but I'm going to add a subtitle. And I'm going to put among 252 men. Okay, so you see how that showed up there? Now I want you to click these 3 dots right here, and I want you to say move to own sheet. So that way the chart isn't on top of your data, but it's in its own sheet. And then you're going to double click this name. It says chart 1, and you're going to change it to histogram. Okay? So now we're going to go back to the instructions, and we just finished step 1. So now we're going to do step 2. We're going to create a new tab, and we're going to call it statistics. Okay, so this is going to be a lot of going back and forth. So I'm going to say plus, and my new sheet, I'm going to double click it and call it statistics. Now it says in step 2B, it says A1 type N, and in B1 type equals count, and then go back. Okay, so I'm going to say N right here, just a label. And here we're going to say equals count, open parentheses. Now we're going to click the data tab, hit that A, type in the close parentheses, and press enter. And now you're going to see, oh, but I did it in the wrong cell, didn't I? The instruction said to put it on B1, and I did it on A2. But you know what? That's okay. If you put your cursor where you see the hand, it turns into a hand, see that? And then you click, then you can just move it. Boom. So you don't have to retype it. You can just move it. You can do that anytime you put something in the wrong place. Okay, so we've got, and that tells you that there's 252 data points. Now in A2, we're going to type sum, and then we're going to do equals sum. So we're going to do something very similar. So we're going to do the sum of all of their body fats. This is probably going to be a very big number. So equals sum, open parenthesis. Oh, crap. Okay, sorry. I'm losing my mind. Equals sum, open parenthesis, go back to data, click percent body fat. I mean, click that A. You don't want to click the body fat. You want to click the A. Close parenthesis, enter. Why is that a 0? That should not be a 0. I think I made some kind of a typo. I don't know what I did. So I'm going to just click, I'm going to delete this. And I'm going to start all over. Let's try again. Equals sum, open parentheses. Now click the data tab, click on the big A, close parentheses, enter. Boom, that's what I was expecting, a big number, because that's 252 body fats added up. Okay, what's next? So now we're going to do a mean of the same data. We're going to do that in A4. So we're going to skip one. So A4, we're going to do mean. A4, we're going to do mean. And then over here, we're going to say equals average. And then they're guessing that we want this, but we don't. We want to go over here. And we want to click that A again. We're taking an average of all the data. Close parentheses, hit enter. So that's the average percent body fat, or the mean percent body fat. And, oh, I was supposed to type, oh, I did it wrong. That was my mean too. Okay, so I made a mistake. Let's see. This is mean 2, and that was supposed to be an A5. So that's using the formula for the mean. But what I wanted you to see was that you could also do it this way. Mean number 1 is going to be the sum of all the body fats, which is equals B2, divided by the number of people in the sample, which is 252. And check it out, you get the exact same number. So the equals average function basically sums up all the numbers and then divides by the number of numbers. Okay, I got to go slower because I'm not doing my own, I'm not following my own instructions. Okay, we're on L. So now, in A7, we're going to type mode, and we're going to use a mode function. Okay, so A7, skipping again, I'm typing mode. And then here, I'm going to say equals mode, open parentheses, go to data, click on the A. You see this pattern, right? The mode is 20.4. Interesting. That's the most common percentage of body fat. Okay, back here, in A9, we're going to do the minimum, and in A, so let's do that. A9 is minimum. Oh, I'm typing in an A8. Let's go down one, minimum. And now here, I'm going to use a function again, equals min. That gives you the minimum. And you probably can guess what we're doing here. Click the A, close parentheses, hit enter. So the minimum is 0. There was somebody there that had a minimum had no body fat. That's crazy. Okay, so now in A10, you're going to type Q1. And this formula has 2 values. You have to give it both the data and which quartile you want, okay? So we want quartile 1. So I'm going to say equals quartile, right? And I can click it. I don't have to type the whole thing. And the data first and then the quartile number. So data is, you know what to do, but instead of typing the closed parenthesis, you're going to type a comma, and then you're just going to type 1 because you want, oops, no, that's not good. Okay, let's try that again. You know, you can always do these things again. All right, so I just send backspace, backspace, delete, delete, whatever, right? So quartile, open parenthesis, over here, click data, comma, type the number 1, close parentheses, enter. Your Q1 is 12.475. Okay, so that means 25% of the data of the people in the survey have a body fat between 0 and 12.475. Okay, now we're going to do the median, which is also Q2, and we can use it. We could use the quartile function, but the median is faster because we don't have to type a number. We could just type equals median. Oops, median, open parenthesis. It's guessing, but it's guessing wrong. We don't want that. We want this. So pick that, close parenthesis, enter, and the median is 19.2. So half the people had body fat below 19% and half had above. Now we're going to do Q3. This is going to be very similar to Q1, right? So I'm going to say quartile, boom. The data is column A, hit a comma, now hit a 3, close parentheses, enter. Okay, so now 75% of the people have body fat less than, or men have body fat less than 25%. And the last thing we're going to do is the maximum. Remember, this is the 5 points that go on your box plot. Okay, and the maximum is just max, oops, MAX, open parentheses, click data, click the A, close parentheses, boom. There's your max. So the highest, so 25% of the people have a body fat between 25.3 and 47.5. Okay, it looks like we are, EE, you now have a 5-number summary. That's what we just finished. So we're on FF. Let me scroll that up. So we're going to type IQR. We're going to do the IQR and the high fence and the low fence, okay? Okay, so on cell A14, we're going to type IQR. And then here, we're going to do the formula for IQR, which is simply Q3, so equals, click Q3's number, type minus, click Q1's number, hit the enter key. The high fence is next, so we're going to do the high fence. We're going to take, it's going to be Q3, so I'm going to say equals Q3, now plus, we're going to take that IQR and we're going to multiply it, type in the asterisk, type 1.5 and press enter. Okay, so that's your high fence. And your low fence is going to be similar. We're going to say equals, we're going to click on the Q1 cell, I'm going to type plus, click on the IQR cell, type asterisk 1.5 and press enter. There is your low fence. That does not look right. Oh, I see what I did. I typed plus. It should have been minus, right? So the low fence, you subtract the IQR times 1.5. For the high fence, you add it. Okay, that looks better. There's my low fence, negative 6.7. Okay, so we just finished the low fence. So that was KK. So now we're on LL. It says click on the data tab. We're going to calculate the difference from the mean.